Welcome back EALD students to yet another video, and this time we're going to look at how to cite texts in both practical and written exams. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so citing text. What is citation and why do we need it? So citation is basically when you refer to the text name and who it is written by or who was it created by clearly in either your exam, like in your written exam or in your practical exam, so that it shows that this is your textual evidence. The main reason is to avoid plagiarism. It is also to show the examiner the textual evidence that you're referring to, and it serves as examples. So when we tell students we want to see specific examples, we want to see detailed examples, this is where the text comes in. Another thing is that when the essay question specifically asks for text references, you must provide the textual evidence. Because if you fail to provide the textual evidence, obviously the marks for content will go down significantly. When we're talking about essay questions, which is your extended writing, there is a criterion 1, which is addressing the key terms. When we say addressing key terms, meaning the question itself, did you fully answer it? So if the question asks you for textual evidence and you did not provide textual evidence, that means you did not address the key terms fully. That means you failed to answer the question on a whole level. When you do this, we can't give you many marks for criterion 1. Full marks for criterion 1 is 8. The minute someone doesn't answer fully, obviously it will go down to a 4, which means you answered the question at a general level, or it could even go down to a 3, which is even worse than a general level. It means the student tried to attempt to answer the question. Some points were valid, but clearly it lacks evidence, it lacks examples. Alright, moving on. Okay, so in the written component, let's look at how exactly do you cite text when you're writing an essay. Okay, so this is an example of a past year waste paper, and this is the 2014 extended writing question. So this question is question number 23. It counts for 25 marks like all other essays, and this is what the question is. People can be empowered by language. Write an essay on this topic referring to at least 2 texts that you have read or viewed in this course. Alright, so this essay question specifically asks for 2 texts. The candidate must provide textual evidence. Remember to name the text and the creator of the text correctly. So many students get the text name wrong, and aside from that, they also get the name of the creator wrong. Please make sure that you know the right name of the text and the name of the person who created it. Candidates are expected to memorize the titles of texts and the names of its creators. If you fail to do this, then it will reflect badly on your part. It will also might not make sense to the examiner. It's very difficult for us to determine exactly what text you're referring to and who was it created by. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so this is what it should look like in an essay. When you refer to text, when you give in-text citation. I'm going to play some music so you guys can read through it, and then I will emphasize on the part that shows the citation. Okay, feel free to pause this video and read through if you need more time. But basically, the part that is already in bold and underlined and also in a different color is where the citation occurs. So that sentence there. Take, for example, the song Titanium by David Guetta featuring Sia. So in that sentence, it clearly shows that the candidate has mentioned the text, the title of the text, and who was it created by. And this is really important. A student really has to do this so that the examiner will know what text they're referring to and who was it created by. All right, let's move on. Okay, so this is another extended writing question. This question says, democratic systems allow people to voice their opinions. In an essay, discuss whether freedom of speech is every person's right, regardless of who they are or what they say. In your discussion, refer to at least 2 texts you have read or viewed in this course. Okay, so this is what it should look like in an essay. I'm gonna play some music again. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to read the text. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the part where the in-text citation occurs, and that is the part that has been bold, that has been put in bold and also underlined. The part that says, for instance, in the poem Real by Stephen Oliver. So again, the candidate has clearly shown how they have cited a text. They mention the text, the poem. They refer to its name, Real, and the creator's name as well, Stephen Oliver. This is how it should look like in an essay. All right, let's move on to the next part. All right, so this is the practical component. All right, so for part C, Unit 3, Australia as a cultural community. Again, I have written down basically what a candidate's response should look like. I'm going to play some music. You can go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to read. Alright, so as you can see, the part where the student refers to a text is the part in bold and also have been underlined. It says, a text that I have studied that proves this opinion is the film The Sapphires, directed by Wayne Blair. So once again, the candidate has shown how well they have cited a text. They mention they've studied this text. They mention that it is a film. They say the title of the film, and they also talk about the director. They mention the director's name. So this is how you're supposed to do it when you're talking in Unit 3, Australia as a cultural community. All right, let's move on to the next part. Okay, so this is for Part C, Unit 4, Language and Empowerment. I'm going to play you guys some music again. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to read the rest of the text. Okay, so as you can see, this is how another student has done it. The student mentioned, we can clearly see this from the speech I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King. So this is a really good way to cite a source, to cite a text. You mention the speech, You mention its name, I Have a Dream. You mention the speaker's name, Martin Luther King. Okay, so this is how a student should do it when it comes to citing the source or giving text references in their speech or in their writing. All right, and that's it for today. Thank you very much.